So my name is Dr. Sònia Travé Huarte. I'm a researcher at Aston University, the School of Optometry. And I've been doing my PhD. I finished my PhD about 2 years ago. So now I'm a full-time researcher. My research is on dry eye management, different types of treatment, when to go from one treatment to the other, and which patient would be more eligible towards one treatment versus the other one, to try and tailor dry eye treatments to the patient. So the Omnilens as well. It's the amniotic membrane. That membrane is dehydrated amniotic membrane, so it's human tissue that's collected by human sources in the UK, and that is preserved with antibiotics. The way that it works is it helps, when in contact with the surface of the eye, it helps deliver really good substances that help with creating new cells, new nerves, and sort of helping with the dryness that we have. So that tissue has been used for chemical burns or very severe disease in the surface of the eye in ophthalmology for years now. But we know that in our field, which is in my case optometry, we have a lot of patients with dry eye disease where they have desiccation of the surface of the eye. So applying that membrane on top could actually help deliver and help heal and repair the damaged tissues from the surface of the eye a lot faster than other treatments could do. So the Omnilens is a type of bandage contact lens that it acts as a vehicle for the membrane to be delivered onto the surface of the eye. The way that it works is sort of like a normal bandage contact lens, but it's a bit tighter. So it kind of holds the treatment within the eye for as long as we need the treatment to be delivered for. So in very severe cases such as chemical burns or any severity where there's a lot of keratitis, so that would be really good patients. But probably in our field, we would be looking at patients with dry eye disease, desiccation, or patients that they don't have a full eyelid closure, or that they have this desiccation for whatever the reason is, because they don't close the eyes during night while they sleep, or any type of desiccation. So I think those would be our primary patients. But again, before going to a pretty much like a surgical route, we could still deliver the treatment just with a bandage contact lens. So Omnilens could be delivered in patients that they have desiccation, that they have corneal exposure, that they have keratitis. So all of these patients could be quite beneficial. The treatment could adhere to the surface of the eye and then can be delivered for 7 days or the amount of days that you need to. Then if you go to more severe cases such as corneal ulcerations, or you can have chemical burns, that could also be beneficial, but that's more on the ophthalmology treatment aspect. So far what we know from our patients is that there's a symptomatology benefit. So what the patients are actually feeling, that benefit has been quite sustained after the first months. So we deliver the treatment, and 1 month after, even 3 months, and quite stable up to 6 months, the patients have referred a good benefit. So one thing is what the patients are feeling, but also there's been the clinical benefit, which is what we see when we do the testing. So in terms of the patients, they referred quite good benefits to 3 and 6 months, but also we are seeing good results afterwards, even though the treatment has been given for like 7 days. Yeah, so in terms of using the amniotic membrane in a non-surgical area, there's a bit of training, which is how to put and how to insert the membrane onto the lens to be delivered to the eye. Because with the way that we're doing it, we don't need any surgical glue or sutures. So we need a bit of training on how to make sure that that remains stable in the lens before it gets into the eye. So there's different videos and resources for clinicians to train on how to deliver the treatment to the patient's eyes, and that could be accessed by contacting NuVision team, and they'll be able to provide those resources for you. I can see this technology being used a lot more spread than it is right now. It does deliver a treatment in an outsourced patient, so you don't need to be on a surgical area, which makes it a lot more available for patients and practitioners. That being a treatment that can be done on not that much of a severe stage. It could be done on mild to moderate stages as well, and that could be really beneficial for patients not having to get to that severe stage to be treated.